I was diagnosed with obsessive compulsive disorder in my sophomore year of college. It would take literally 3 hours from alarm goes off in the morning to leave dorm room to go have breakfast because of compulsions and so forth. I've had symptoms since like kindergarten. I would think of like, okay, I need to pick a shirt for the morning. If I actually choose the shirt I want, the worst thing in the world would happen. It was exhausting. Finally went to a psychiatrist. He's like, yeah, you have OCD. So went on a medicine, went up to the max dose, didn't really provide enough relief, then tried another medicine, which I was on for 10 years. It goes beyond what any doctor's ever heard of when I say that, oh, this is happening. They're like, oh, I've never heard of that. Whatever. Just like, thanks, guys. I thought you're the experts here. I ended up going through 12 different medicines to try to treat OCD. There is no difference between a psychiatrist and a drug dealer on the street somewhere in that neither one can tell you how a drug's going to affect you. A friend of mine, thankfully, found Dr. Amon's website and said, because I had said, I'd really love to see what is going on in my brain. And then, they do the brain scan, they look at, like they said, they look at the organ with the problem. First on my scan, of course, I saw Dr. Momaya, and he's like, we've never quite seen a scan like yours. It's like, well, that's somewhat validating. And Dr. Momaya said, one thing we can see with OCD is it's actually that higher part of the brain not being stimulated, and the brain gives itself OCD in order to have enough stimulation in that area to function more efficiently. Oh, Dr. Amon, all right, that's what I'm going to deal with. So of course, let's try Ritalin, which overprescribed as it might be in some people's opinions, was absolutely appropriate, did not make my anxiety worse. I've been having very bad problems sleeping. Was able, taking a stimulant medication, but better able to sleep at night. I'm actually able to oh, hey, let me do this. I'm actually able to do things quickly, get out of bed in a reasonable amount of time, get to work, be productive, doing things is oh man, I remember I used to feel like this. The scans, the fact that they have data, my God, he has been doing these since 1989 and has almost 250,000 different examples of what people's brains look like. There's no amount of guessing and divining of the organ on the part of someone who's not looking who could ever figure it out. And after having been through the Amen Clinic, it's mental health is a medieval practice if you're not at Amen Clinic. It's like a witch doctor. You have this symptom. Well, 12 things could cause it. So, take this. We'll try this one to start. It's no. My life is being interrupted. We need to solve this the right way now. I don't have time to this roulette guessing game. That's the thing I think that gets lost. If you start having serious disruption when you're 19, 17 years, you're 36 years old. What do most people do in those years? They're the most critical years of your life. Meet someone, have kids, buy a house, get a career set, advance in your career. My God. Oh yeah, let's just delay your life from happening for 17 years. But if you have a condition you don't have an awareness of, you can't make changes. I'm grateful for the Amen Clinic for just their intervention, I would say, because, the difference was night and day. It was literally I'd gone back 13 years in time.